Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Hi all, and welcome to the upstairs of the barn dominium here. I am going to be headed to an art show here shortly. And this particular art show, I need to be packed up in like 2 hours time, which seems like a long time, but it's a bit of a stretch for me. And it's a stretch because we individually wrap all of my paintings when we pack them back up. And I wrap them just to protect the encaustic so that the wax doesn't get scratched, or you know, if we leave it in the truck for a short amount of time that we take and it warms up ever so slightly, there's not any dents put in it. So I'm kind of thinking of revamping that technique, especially for the larger paintings. So I thought I would show you, first of all, what I wrap them with in case you're interested. And then second of all, hopefully what we're going to come up with, the solution that will hopefully mean I pack up quicker and in the 2 hour time slot. So the art show I'm going to is going to be on this street, and they close the street down and then they'll open it back up. So once it's opened back up, you had best be packed up. So yeah, I'm going to show you this process and take you along for it, and yeah, we'll see if it works. All right, first I wanted to show you this roll, and I will try to remember to link it below, but it's glassine and it's huge. It's 48 inches long, so and it's 300 by 300 feet. That's what comes in this roll. It's not necessarily inexpensive, but it should last you a while. And it's also like archival safe, pH neutral. So if you're gonna wrap your paintings and then leave them for a while, like if you go to a couple art shows a year or something like that and you want to leave them just stored away, this has worked really well. I've had it for I don't know how many years now, a while, and it's worked really nicely. So this is what I wrap my paintings in normally. And then also when I sell them, I take and rewrap them and then give it to the collector wrapped up in this, so that it's kind of protects it as they go home and travel back with their paintings as well. All right, so let me just take you into our little storage area in here. And that is a big box of art. And you can see the paintings are wrapped. Sorry about this lighting. It's going to be bad glares for right now, I think. But you can see the paintings are wrapped in it, except for this one, which I have over in the studio. And when we pull them out, I'll show you that I also have the labels written on the packaging. So like I said, when I unwrap it, I can then, if I sell the painting, give the exact wrapping back to the collector and wrap it back up for them.
Ooh, glassine. Let's wrap some foam.
Okay, this is foam actually that we got in a food delivery service that we had a while back, and it works really well to protect the artwork. And we try to put it in between, sorry about the shadows there, we try to put it in between all of the art. And I'm going to be covering this foam with this glassine so that in the future going forward, if the painting is up against this, because this I think you can see that shine, is a plastic material, and you don't want to put your encaustic paintings over or onto plastic, just in case you don't want them to get any dents or damage in them. Or imprints, that's what I'm trying to say. You don't want to get any imprints in the wax or the plastic to stick to the wax. So I'm going to put glassine paper over top of these, and then in theory we will no longer have to wrap the paintings all individually when we're packing them away. That's the thought.
Snippity doo dah. When did you get a cat? Eat some grease.
Alright, I think that's going to work out really well. I'll let you know how it works out, but we're going to leave the paintings wrapped up for right now, and then when we get there, obviously I'll unwrap them. And then the theory then is just to be able to slide them back into the box and not have to re-wrap all of them with that glassine, because the foam now has the glassine on it. So that's the thought. And I wanted to share one more thing with y'all, like a little tip. When I first started making art, I was making art like all over in various different sizes, and since then I've tried to kind of concise that down a little bit. So I have 12 by 24, 24 by 24, and I think 24 by 36. So having like equal dimensions in the paintings just make them easier to pack, especially the big ones. So little tip for y'all if you're just starting out making paintings and thinking about doing art shows. It also helps when you're hanging them in the tent to have same sizes, so that if you sell a painting you can replace it with the same size painting in theory. Maybe you'll sell out completely. Maybe that's what I should wish for at this show. No longer have to repack all the art up. It'll just all sell out. Anyways, yeah, I guess we'll probably see you at the art show here. All right, getting ready for the art show, and somebody painted this painting the wrong way because, well, the hanger's going that way.
Somebody repainted it the wrong way.
Yeah, repainted is the correct word.
It was done right the first time. We'll see if we can reuse it. It'll be close. Or I tied it too tight, it's not going to come off anyway.
Okay, you're a professional.
No. It's called wax on the strings.
Oh.
It's tight. That means I won't be able to use that end either. I mean, I do wrap them nice and tight.
Oh boy, I don't think that's going to focus. wants to focus on you.
Really out of focus. The key is don't go through the painting.
Please don't. I'll have to redo it for, would that be a third time?
We call it the Swiss cheese series. Oh boy.
Alright, going to show you two more things since we're repackaging this painting. First, every painting comes with a certificate of authenticity, and I started adding these QR codes to them, and if you scan this, it will take you to the video of me painting this painting. So I thought that was kind of nice to put with them so that the collector, whoever purchases it, can watch me paint the painting if they're at all interested or kind of see the backstory behind the painting. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was the price tags that I make. I laminate them, quote unquote, and use packing tape to do that. And I think I've mentioned that in the past. But these work really nicely for having the, plastic over top of them at the art shows in case it's like remotely wet out or rainy out or anything like that. They hold up really nice in the weather. So there's that. All right, so art is all now packed up, ready to go. Everything has wires put on it, labeled, all of that stuff. And we are headed outside now because the particular art show that I'm going to is on sidewalk and cement. They close a street down, which is really cool. However, you can't stake your tent down into the ground, obviously, like we have in the past. So I'm going to show you what we're doing for tent weights. I thought maybe it'd be interesting for some of y'all.
All right, I'm going to give you a rundown of the supplies I got to make these tubes and give you a full listing of what you need to accomplish the project. Okay, so full list of ingredients for this project. I did a 4-inch PVC sewer pipe, and note that I bought sewer pipe instead of just the regular 4-inch PVC pipe, and the reasoning is that you need 8 caps also, so 4-inch caps. I just happened to find that the caps for the sewer pipe were like, I think $3.50 each. The caps for the thicker pipe were like $15 or $16 a piece, and you need 8 caps, so obviously a huge price difference. So, and you're filling this with concrete anyway, so I don't think you need the structure. The other pipes are a little bit thicker, and then I think they're a little bit wider on the outside instead of the 4 inches, but I don't think it's going to make a difference once you fill them with concrete and solidify them anyway. So after that, you'll also need some PVC cement to obviously put the caps on. As you can see, I've already done one here, so that's glued on, set to the end. I glued 4 of them first so that when I fill it with concrete, it'll already be set and won't want to push out or anything like that. Second step, we decided to add handles. So we're going to put a handle kind of in the middle of each one to be able to carry them a little bit easier. I think that's a good idea, so you don't have to lug them around as bad. They're already going to be super heavy to begin with. So you'll need 4 handles. A scrap piece of wood, I just happen to this be laying around. This is going to get trimmed and cut and put inside the pipe behind here to give it some support behind it. And the reason being is I'm also using longer screws than the little ones that come with these. That way, that screw will go into the pipe quite a bit and get surrounded by concrete as well. So you're going to solidify the screws with the concrete and all that stuff as well. So this hopefully will be one solidified chunk by the time we're done. Other than that, obviously a couple drill bits to drill holes, a bigger drill bit to match this. So I did screw hooks or screw eyes or bolt eyes. You can get screw hooks or eyes, probably doesn't matter as long as you can get your anchors. What this is going to do is sit through here kind of flat, and then so we're going to drill a hole here, put this through. I also did the bolts instead of the screws because I thought, no, with a little bolt in there, it's going to grab onto the concrete a little bit more, so it's more of an anchor instead of the screws where the concrete would just be filled with or surrounding the screws. So outside of that, I think maybe a screwdriver or drill, a bucket, and I did 4 bags of 60-pound concrete. Get concrete, not cement, because concrete's a lot cheaper. And then I've just got a shovel here to mix it in my bucket. But I think that's about it. The 10-foot pole, I cut these down to 2 feet each. So I did have a little bit. You could do longer. The longer you get, just keep in mind you're going to get heavier. So I think this filled with concrete is going to be plenty of weight times 4 on a tent. Otherwise, I think if that blows your tent away, then you might not want to be there anyway. It's you might want to pack up your heart and go home. So anyway, that's what we're starting at. So I'll show you a couple steps along the way here, but that's your list of ingredients for this project. And I think I spent just under $100 on everything. So in these days, not too bad, I guess. All right, so end product there. So I just put the nut back on. That'll just hold in the concrete. This is going to sit like this, and then of course you get your hook, and then this will be in the concrete, so it'll basically just allow the tubes to hang. It makes them super easy to carry. This is nice.
It's nice and light.
Oh, here. So here's the gist. At the end, you'll have this a screw hook.
Wait, hang on. You're moving too fast. Okay.
And then you'll be able to just hang it from the tent. Stick it just off the ground a little bit. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
It's awfully heavy.
Yeah, this seems like a crazy idea, but
Could get a little trowel actually. Let's just see what happens here.
oh dear. Oh boy, it's gonna go. Time out.
Thinner.
Hold please.
Okay, cement.
Oh boy, you dribbled.
Oh, put it on the inside, not the outside. That's going to sit down in there nicely. Close it. twist if you can. I'm gonna settle this down in there. I think just leave it like that, right?
Seems to make sense to me.
All right, done.
1 done, 3 to go. All right, all, we're going to let you go here. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. And if you're in the Delaware, Ohio arts area, come see us. We will be there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.